Okay, so back on the battery swap project here, we have the new full-size battery. Went and picked up. It's an AGM. Went and grabbed from our local Napa. This is a 20 lbs, which refers to both the size and the location of the poles. Now, what we have found is that this battery in particular is what they had in stock. The positive pole is further away. The negative pole is closer. The old battery, which we'll set on top here just for a little bit of perception of size, much smaller battery, but it had the positive was closer. So we're going to have to adjust. This isn't even in the proper location yet, the relay. But as you can see, the factory positive cable is too short. We're going to make up a new one to replace this to correct our issue. We're going to just curl around the factory ground wire very, very carefully. This would work much better if you were to buy a 20 BS battery with no L. If you can get a 20 BS, especially if you plan on doing this in advance, you can order. We took this, it's what they had in stock. We were not planning on this battery dying, but took this opportunity to upgrade. So if you're ordering, you could order a 20 BS, again, with no L. And that should set up your poles properly. With the positive would be very close to the relay, and the negative would be further away, much like it was already arranged. These cables, factory cables, would work just perfectly. I think another thing we're going to do is we're going to make up a temporary cable, but we're only going to use it short term. We're going to order the one from the 450. Seems like it would work. We're also going to order the factory hold down bracket for the 450. It's only like $5, so this thing is bent in a way that holds that smaller battery, and the 450 is pretty much the exact same plastics. I mean, it is the exact same plastics on the rear especially, but the bracket is already made for this battery. It's angled. Everything's perfect. Doesn't come with the little hold down pads, but we're going to pop these out and reuse them. So just kind of wanted to give a little insight into what we've discovered, and a little insight into what we're going to do about it. So I guess we'll see you back here when we get things put back together. Okay, so got the new battery cable made up, the length anyway. I went ahead and let's see if we can get the focus here. I don't know if you can tell, but I soldered the end of the wire. Flux had soldered it. I think it holds up better to a crimp connection, and then actually go back and heat it up again once it's in the crimp connector, and solder it to the connector as well. So I don't know if you can tell, but it's filled. Just, I think, better contact overall. So one more thought, guys. Got this battery project all wrapped up, put tools away and things, and really started thinking that for those of you out there who may not necessarily want to order a new part, you could probably take some aluminum stock This is the old hold down, but it really just some 1/16 inch aluminum stock to length. I'm guessing maybe a foot. You'd have to measure your quad, but it'd be quite easy to get the bends you needed. You don't need this. It's quite a bit more flat, the bracket that you need on this particular quad. But I mean, really just drilling your bolt holes and then the holes for these battery pads, which are much smaller than they appear up top here. But you just buy a piece of aluminum stock real quick, probably bend it up, not have to wait on anything to come in as far as ordering, and drill you a few holes in it, install it, and it very likely would do just as well holding down your battery from bouncing around there, when you're hitting the trails and whatnot. So just wanted to add that real quick. We chose the battery bracket for this was so cheap. I think it was like $5 for just the steel. Did not come with the pads, but we have these pads. Obviously, we're going to reuse from this bracket when the new one comes in. But it was worth pointing out that you could easily fab up in your garage a few quick bends and drilling a few holes and make your own.